Hey everybody, Cathryn Hartt here of Heart and Soul Studio, the acting coach. I hope everybody's doing great today. I am. I just got back from the lake, so of course I'm doing great. And Boo and Atticus got covered with burrs, so of course they're doing great. Today I'm going to talk to those of you who at some point in your life, whether for a second or a long time, are not doing so great. And I guess that's kind of everybody. And so this one's really for everybody, not just actors, and it's for everybody. Sometimes you're just going through one of those time periods where it's just really poopy. And you don't seem to find a way out of the lousy density that you are calling your life, or purgatory, whatever you want to call it, or dark night of the soul. I get emails from people and some of my students in class sometimes, or phone calls, or perhaps even myself, where you just feel like it's just too much. That things are just like you're getting so many hard knocks, or there's something so heartbreaking going on, or someone just left your life, a relationship or a death, or just you're not ever getting anything in your career that you wanted to get, and it seems like the world is against you, or it's just overwhelming. So the going gets tough. Well, that's life. It's part of life, and I'm old enough to know that it's some of the best part of life. And some of you may not have gotten to that point in your life yet, and I bet a lot of you have, where you realize, as they say, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I would say that probably some of the greatest choices I have been forced to make in my life were because I had no other options, and I was curled up in a ball in a fetal position, sobbing violently and thinking I would never get back up again, but I had to. So this video is for any of the 1 to 10 on the scale, lousy to, oh my gosh, I don't think I can live another day. Wherever you are on that scale, this is for you. And if you aren't on that scale today, you might be. So here's for you in the future. I, first of all, suggest one thing. I get people sometimes that call me in a class, right before class, and say, I can't come to class. My husband just left me, or I just had the worst day of my life, or I am so exhausted from staying up sobbing for 4 days in a row, I can't face class. And I will say, get your butt in class. Because I spend so much of my time as an acting coach trying to get you to get rid of your blocks, trying not to impress people, trying to just let go and get lost in it and be vulnerable and just let everything show. And when you are at your rock bottom, you really don't care. So all of that stuff's going to be gone because you don't care what you look like. You don't care if you're any good. And so most of the blocks that are usually there are not going to be there, and you're going to do the best acting you've ever done in your life. And I'm going to say, see what that feels like? You should do that every day now. And you're going to realize, oh my gosh, this is a great place to go. Also, we have a little saying in this business, use it. So whenever you have a terrible, terrible, terrible situation in your life, everybody else just says, oh my gosh, this is painful. But a performer or a creative person says, wow, someday I'll use this. This shall be an Academy Award. All right, now, all joking aside, I do have a couple of suggestions that might help you. And I'm sure that, you found some of your own too. But here are some that have helped me. I'm going to give you 5 very simple things that might help you at least get into a space where you don't see the darkness as sucking you down into the depths of Hades, but instead have enough light in your life that you can see there's a way out. So, number 1, I would say breathe. That exercise I give you sometimes, breathe in through your nose on a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, breathe out through your mouth on a count of 8. Do it. Do that, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, slowly and deeply, because it really relaxes you and helps you to get into your clearest state at the core, where the truth is inside of you. And it really lets you sort of get into your subconscious area. And it's a great place to make major decisions. So just breathe. That alone helps you to calm down. If you're really angry, if you are really sad, stop for a moment, shut up, because you're probably saying something you are going to regret, and just breathe. All right, that's easy enough. Number 2, go out into nature. I have told you this before too, but nature is extraordinarily healing. It really just, it's like taking a million Valium. You just go out there, and the breeze and the beauty of the day and the birds, just go out there and stay, walk, or just sit down and just lie down on the ground and just allow yourself to stay there until you see something beautiful. And sometimes it may take you 5 minutes, sometimes it may take you 5 hours. But if you stay there long enough, all of the garbage will start to melt away that seemed to be overpowering you. And all at once you will realize, oh my gosh, the clouds are so beautiful. And something will release, and you will get more into the flow of nature, and you will feel joy. Like not happiness, but joy. And there will be a point to be alive again. It'll get you clear enough to move forward. All right, that one is really easy too. Number 3, exercise. Exercise releases all sorts of, wonderful chemicals in your body that you pay a lot of money to take this junk that you get as a prescription. And if you just exercise, you get way more of the good stuff naturally, even if you just walk around the block. Oh, hey, 2 things at once. You can walk out in nature and exercise. And I bet you're breathing deeply. There's 3 things, and they're all free. It's awesome. And if you're angry, I would suggest run around the block because it will really help you to get rid of all the tension. Or go to the gym and exercise. But exercise has been a real lifesaver for me because I went through a very big depression many years ago. And I will never have a day where I don't get some kind of exercise because I know I am susceptible of feeling like this is so awful. And I just don't ever want to go there again. So, there's an easy one. Number 4, I personally like to look and see what is my life lesson in this. It could be something, if you're spiritual, I am spiritual, so I usually say, what is my spiritual lesson? If you're not spiritual, say, what is the lesson from the universe? Something big, something simple, a universal truth like, perhaps I am judging too much, or I am not being kind enough, or I am, I don't have patience. I need to learn patience today. And I will usually look at it, especially if you're getting a lot of stuff that's sort of doing the same thing to you from all different directions in your life over and over again. You better stop because you're probably walking down the wrong path. Stop and ask very simply, what is the lesson I am missing? And then listen. Go for a little walk in nature and, just pay attention to whatever the knowingness in your heart that is told to you is. All right, well, that's easy. Again, it's free. And the last thing that I suggest to you, and this really helped me out of when I was having a very hard time in my life one time. And sometimes when you're going through those times, it looks like everything's just so dense, that everything is against you. It's like the world is just filled with darkness, but it's not. The same garbage and the same beauty is out there all the time. You just choose what you're going to focus on in your life. So, very simply, instead of focusing on the density, choose to focus on the light. Even if it's one little tiny pinprick, like, oh, the sky is beautiful today. That will take you to feeling a little better, and you will start to see something else. For me, it was I concentrated on my puppy dog that I loved, and I was so lucky to have her, and that made me feel good enough that all of a sudden I realized it was a pretty day. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, there's beautiful flowers around everywhere. And then all of a sudden you start to realize there's more stuff around you, and the density that was so overwhelming is still there. But it's just part of all this other beauty and joy and happiness that happens to be there too. It's just you forgot that it was there. You stopped seeing it. So, 5 simple, free, quick little tricks to move you forward. And that's all you have to do. You just have to take a little step forward into the light, into the joy, and you will start to feel strong enough and clear enough that you can start dealing with whatever it is. Because I guarantee you, you can deal with whatever it is. So, don't let it get you down. Or at least only for a day. I mean, everyone gets to wallow for a day. And remember, find a mentor too.